Welcome, ZASLOW Show 2.0. It is a Thursday, the 7th of December. Good to have you aboard, part of the Believe Podcast Network, and presented as always by our title sponsor, Anidjar and Levine, accident attorneys, 800-747-FREE, 800-747-3733. If you're involved in any kind of an accident, I send you to them. You're going to be treated like family. Get the compensation you deserve. Anidjar and Levine accident attorneys, 800-747-FREE, 800-747-3733. Got a fun show planned for everybody today. Week 14 NFL getting going tonight. That means our pal is Jamie Eisenberg, CBS Sports Fantasy Football. He will join us today. We'll get into who are the good plays for tonight. Terrible game. Patriots Steelers. No other way to spin it. Terrible game. We'll talk about Dolphins Titans. Monday Night Football. So Jamie will join us. And of course, you guys know, with so much going on, NFL, NBA, NHL, BetOnline is your number one destination for all your sports wagering info with up-to-the-minute sports wagering news, odds, trends, predictions. BetOnline is the top spot for everything pro and amateur sports, and not just the big four. BetOnline has info available at your fingertips with both desktop and mobile access at any time for almost any sport that's played, from MMA to international soccer. Head to BetOnline today. Remember to use our promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts. So I want to say real quick, it's the holiday season. Tonight, Hanukkah. Hell yeah. So Hanukkah gets going tonight. The first of 8 crazy nights. Hanukkah is here. Now, yesterday, I went to the bank. Had to do a little banking for ZASLOW Show 2.0. So I went to the bank, and the whole point is, I get, and this always people complain about everything nowadays. So I get to the teller, and the very first thing he says to me, "How you doing? You looking forward to Christmas?" Okay. And immediately I said to him, I smile, I go, "Yes, I am. Thank you very much. Merry Christmas to you." And the point that I'm getting at is, it's the holiday season. Hanukkah starts tonight. We're a few weeks, 18 days. Yeah, so a little less than a few weeks away from Christmas. And the point I'm trying to make is, when someone says Merry Christmas to you, you don't have to do the whole, Happy Holidays. It should be Happy Holidays. It means the same thing, is what I'm saying. If somebody says Merry Christmas to you, they're essentially saying Happy Holidays. Nope, it means the same thing. No one's trying to forget that there are people who don't celebrate Christmas. Whatever it is you celebrate, Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or whatever else is going on out there. Merry Christmas means Happy Holidays. So when someone out there, we don't have to think so hard about it. The point is, when they're saying Merry Christmas to you, they're trying to tell you to have a great holiday. That's the point. So the whole, and I know it's become a very political thing. It's a war on Christmas. There's no war on Christmas, but we get offended by too many things. So at the start of the holiday season, I'm putting it out there, I like it when someone, at the checkout line in Publix, I like it when someone says Merry Christmas to me. And you know what I say when I'm Jewish, newsflash. When someone says Merry Christmas to me, you know what I say? I smile and I say Merry Christmas to you, Or when Christmas rolls around, did you have a nice Christmas? I sure did. How was your Christmas? Whatever, man. That really is an instance of, it's the thought that counts, right? So, I don't know. We got so many shit things going on in this world, in this country, all right? And I feel like someone wishing you Merry Christmas, and we're doing the whole Happy Holidays. It's not something we need to be bitching and moaning about, all right? Somebody says Merry Christmas to you, whether you celebrate or not, you know what you do? You wish them Merry Christmas back and you smile, all right? It's the thought that counts. So I like it. I like when that gentleman said, are you looking forward to Christmas? Sure, why not? Yeah, exciting time of the year. Weather's really nice right now, by the way. All right, anyway, so last night, great Great sports night. Top sports night last night. Very, very good. Of course, we got that double dip. My son had an exhibition soccer match last night. And he scored a goal, actually, which was cool. And he has a game this afternoon, too, for his school. His club team is Weston Select U15 boys, and his school, he plays varsity soccer for Posnack School, which is great. It's District 2A, and they have a game this afternoon, so I'm looking forward to that. Weather's great. But anyway, I was at my son's soccer exhibition last night, and we got home, and so I obviously have the Panther game recorded and the Heat game recorded. Now it sucks when they're going on the same days. They have to always play on the same day. They're both playing again on Friday. They always have to play on the same day. And they're both at home on Friday. It sucks. But on a night like last night, I like when the Panthers, or the Heat for that matter, I like when one of them is on national TV. Because then, when I get home and I've recorded both games, I can watch them individually. Because I want to watch both of them on the big TV in the ZASLOW Mansion family room. I don't want to have one of them on the small TV. I do that if I have to, but I want to give all my focus. The point I'm trying to make is, you can't normally do that because if I were to put, say, the Heat game on the big TV and I'm watching on delay, I'm going to see the Panther game on the crawl on the bottom of the screen. There's no avoiding it. You're definitely going to see it. Bally updates you on the scores of the other games, which, by the way, I think is so outdated. If they want to put this, if you're watching the Heat game and they want to put the score of the other NBA games, obviously you do that. But I feel like they have to realize at some point, all right, with all the technology out there, I can be watching the Heat game, and if the Panther game is going on at the same time, maybe I love both teams, and I'm recording the Panther game, and I don't want to have it spoiled for me. But, so what I'm saying is, don't show our other sports team scores on the bottom there, because here's the thing. Any of us that wants to know we're watching the Heat game last night, and the Panther game is going on at the same time. If we want to also know the Panther score because we're watching the Heat, we take out our phone and we look it up. Nobody has to wonder what the score is in the other game of the team that we like. Like, you're not sitting there watching the Heat game like, oh man, I hope I get an update on the Panthers. In a few minutes it'll cycle back around. I could see the score of the Panther game. I can't wait. I got to know if they're winning. We can all look it up ourselves. It's outdated having the crawl give the scoring updates on the bottom. If you're watching the Heat and you want to flash other NBA scores, that makes sense. But they shouldn't be putting the scores of our other home team that's going on at the same time. If we want to know that score, we all have the easiest of access to it. We're all carrying around a phone. We all have access to everything we need. It's so outdated. But I like nights like last night where the Panthers are on TNT because then I'll get home from my son's soccer exhibition last night and I'll watch the Panther game first because TNT is not going to show NBA updates during the Panther game. They're going to show other NHL scores, but they're not going to show the Heat score. When conversely, if I get home and I watch the Heat game and then I'm going to watch the Panther game, Bally, like I just said, it's stupid. They're going to show the Panthers score. It's so outdated. It's archaic the way they do it. But anyway, so I got home, I watched the Panthers. Excuse me. We'll get to that in a second here. Let's start things off with the Heat, though. So the Heat win 112-103. They win at Toronto. They improved to 12-9 overall. Here's my biggest takeaway. No Bam, no Highsmith, still no Hero. Here's my biggest takeaway. The Heat have played the most road games in the NBA right now. And they're above 500. They're 7-6 on the road. They played the most road games in the league right now. And they're 12-9, which is not a great record, but they've played 13 road games compared to 8 home games. The Heat are going to have a very home-heavy schedule coming up at some point to make up for it. And they're several games over 500 right now. They're a game over 500 on the road. The Heat have done a really nice job here in the early part of the season, record-wise, especially recovering from 1-4. And I know Jimmy Butler the other day, we're not where we want to be. We're a mediocre team. That was after, I think, the Chicago loss, or maybe it was the Indiana loss. I don't agree with Jimmy. I like that he said it. I like that he has that attitude where, like, it's never enough, you know? But I don't agree. I think the Heat are doing a really nice job right now. I think they're quietly have had a very good quarter season start, especially considering Tyler's been out. This team is much better than they were last year. Much better. Think about the pieces that they lost, all right? Significant pieces they lost, right? That's Strus and Vincent. Gabe Vincent, who never plays the Lakers, always hurt. But Strus and Vincent, those are the substantial pieces the Heat lost. And now factor in the pieces they've essentially gained, right? And they're going to get Tyler Hero back. But factor in the pieces that they've gained. Number one, we count Robinson as a piece they've gained. He wasn't playing in the regular season last year. And he's having the best year of his career. 21.6 threes last night. They've gained Haywood Highsmith, who is a legitimate starter for this team. They've gained Josh Richardson, who has been fantastic off the bench. They've gained Jaime Jaquez Jr., who has been a rookie sensation and Eastern Conference Rookie of the Month to start the season. This Heat and Bam is a lot better than he was last year. This Heat team, Jimmy can say all he wants, that they're mediocre and they're not where they need to be. I think it's the right thing to say. I think it's the whole never be satisfied attitude. Let's be uncomfortable. But I totally disagree. This Heat team, they're really good. They're going to continue to get better. And Eric Spoelstra's teams always, literally every single year, he's been the head coach of the team, always get better throughout the season. They always play their best basketball in the second half of the season. And this Heat team right now, look, Toronto's no first prize, but they're 7-6 on the road. They played the most road games in the NBA right now, and they are clearly better than they were last year. I'm very, very pleased where this Miami Heat team is right now at the quarter pole of the season. So next up for the Heat, Friday night at home against Cleveland. Now, here's something, you know, if you watch like NBA on TNT, which today you got the in-season tournament, all right? We'll get to that. The Heat are never mentioned with the top teams. Never. You know, you got Lakers and Pelicans today is 9 o'clock, 5 o'clock. It's like Final Four style. 5 o'clock in Vegas. Say, weird, right? It's 5 p.m., which is 2 p.m. local time, by the way. I really don't know what kind of crowds they're going to get there. Because are fans of the, like for 5 p.m., Pacers and Bucks, are Pacer fans and Bucks fans traveling to the game to go watch the semifinals? Like it's Final Four style of the in-season tournament? I don't think so. And at 2 p.m. local time, are just local Vegas people, they're buying tickets for the games? I don't know. I don't know what kind of crowds they're going to get there. But anyway, it's interesting because you'll watch TNT today, let's say, right? And they'll talk about, obviously, the Bucks, but they'll talk about the Pacers, and then they'll compare the Pacers to the other top teams in the East. And no one ever, this team is so much better than they were last year, and no one mentions them when talking about the top teams. It's always Boston, Milwaukee, Philadelphia. It's never, you know, the top teams, these Boston, Milwaukee, Philadelphia, Miami. No, it's always top teams in the East like Boston, Milwaukee, Philadelphia. They never, ever mention Miami in that group. And I'm fine with it. You know I love that. I love when the Heat get snubbed. I don't want any of our guys getting personal awards. I don't want any accolades. I don't want anybody picking us. I don't want anybody talking about us in a positive light. I want constant disrespect. And it is. It is disrespect. The Heat, they're the defending Eastern Conference champions. They've been in the NBA Finals 2 of the last 4 years. They're much better right now than they were at the regular season last year. No one ever mentions them. Think about that. Finals 2 of the last 4 years, defending Eastern Conference champions, most road games in the season so far, over 500 on the road, over 500 overall, never ever mentioned as one of the top teams in the Eastern Conference. Always Philadelphia, Milwaukee, Boston. Where's Miami? You'll be waiting forever if you're looking for them to mention the Heat. They never, ever mention the Heat in that regard. All right. I'm good with it. You know I like that. I like when we don't get mentioned for any of that stuff. Keep it coming. It's all good. Yesterday before the game, this couldn't have been his first time there. Maybe it's because he's nearing the end or it's the last year of his contract. I know he has missed some games in Toronto. He missed the most recent time the Heat were at Toronto. Kyle Lowry met with the media before the game yesterday, and he tells everybody, listen, I'm a retired Raptor.
So there's no farewell?
No farewell today. No. Hell no, not this year.
Will you do a tour? Will you announce it?
No. It's going to be like, all right, y'all, peace. I'm signing with the Raptors for one day and it's out.
You want to do that?
Yeah, I'm definitely retiring as a Raptor. That's something I've said since I left here. I will sign that day contract, and that'll be my, I will retire as a Toronto Raptor. That's just how it's going to be. Unless I die before
Can we do it sooner rather than later? In all seriousness, Kyle has been much better this year than the previous two regular seasons. Much better. But you also get nights like last night. Excuse me. You get nights like last night where he's just invisible. And you would have thought a night like last night would have been a game that you get something from him. I mean, they're in Toronto. He loves being there. He's in front of family, friends, the hometown crowd. Played 28 minutes last night, 3 points, 3 assists, 2 turnovers, 1 for 4 from the floor. Like, he didn't do anything. And he stinks defensively now. Can we retire a Raptor today? Can we do that today? It was weird. Like, one of the reporters you hear there in the background, are you going to do some type of tour? Who do you think you're talking to? Do some type of tour. It's Kobe Bryant? We're going to do a retirement tour? I mean, how could that be a serious question? Like, I get it. It's the only basketball team in all of Canada. They're a great sports town. And they take the Raptors very seriously. Like I said, it's the only basketball in all of Canada. They're like Canada's team. But Kyle, are you going to do a tour? Who are you talking to? It's really weird. Anyway, so great job by the Heat last night. Next up Friday, at home against Cleveland. Most road games, and the Heat have done a really good job. Not taking advantage, but a really good job getting out in front of that heavy road schedule to start things off here. You know what else is a good job? When you go to sheetsgiggles.com and you order the softest, coolest, most breathable sheets out there. I'm talking made safely, keeping the environment safe from eucalyptus trees. That's right. Sheetsgiggles.com. They're making the bed sheets, the comforter, pillowcases, blankets. It's coming from eucalyptus trees. And I've already told you, a koala sleeps up to 18 hours a day on a eucalyptus tree. You know how comfortable my eucalyptus pillow is? I mean, think about that for a second. Go to sheetsgiggles.com. It's the holiday time. You got all kinds of great deals. You're going to become one of over 100,000 Americans who are sleeping on sheets and giggles and never turning back. Sheetsgiggles.com. And if it's your first order from Sheets and Giggles, use promo code ZASLOW. You'll get 20% off at checkout. Think about that. Sheetsgiggles.com. Promo code ZASLOW, ZASLOW. You get 20% off your first order. And then you keep going back. My man Colin, the founder and CEO of Sheets and Giggles, constantly putting out the great deals, the great promos. Follow them on Twitter at SheetsGiggles. Go to sheetsgiggles.com. Promo code ZASLOW. Get 20% off your first order at Sheets and Giggles. I sleep like a baby. I'm trying to help you guys. SheetsGiggles.com. All right. It is Thursday, so we do have a mailbag coming up, all right? We'll get to mailbag. You guys sent in a bunch of questions. We'll get to that in a moment.